Hey guys, I'm Melanie and you're watching akaMommy, and today I wanted to bring you a video all about essential oils. And I have my friend Jen here with me today. Jen
Hey
is
guys.
actually the person who introduced me to essential oils in the very beginning of our friendship, and I've used them ever since. I get a lot of questions here on my channel about essential oils, but I really wanted to bring someone else in that could help me share this information, because while I use them and I love them, there are still some things that I don't know as well. So I did put out a call for questions on my Instagram and my Facebook, just to see what you guys were interested in learning. And we are going to go ahead and address those questions today. Okay, so I think the very first question that we are going to address is a little bit just about the history of oils. Jennifer asks, she says, I know very little about them, though I've seen several YouTubers use them and a few friends mention them. Could you include some history of their use and perhaps any medical studies? Thanks. So I'm going to let Jen tell you a little bit about that.
So essential oils have been around for a really, really, really long time. Actually, even ancient Egypt used essential oils in everyday life. They had their own deodorant recipe that's actually, like, you can actually find that recipe back from ancient times. And the earliest that they know about is about 5,000 years ago that they were using them. And really, even in the Bible, they're mentioned over 180 times. And the Bible itself is, not a new book. And so it's been around for a really long time. And so they've really been around for a long time. And as for the medical studies, yes, there are some fantastic medical studies. You can actually go to pubmed.gov and you can type in essential oils, and there are tons of different studies. I know for a fact that there are studies on frankincense and use with cancer even, which is pretty crazy. But yes, there are all kinds of things. And really, Dr. Minky, he is another great one that does a lot of the medical uses. I went to one of his classes in Dallas and learned so many great things. So I hope those are some great places for you to start.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that really drew me to essential oils in the beginning was knowing that this basically is the medicine that they would have had when Jesus walked the earth. This was it.
Yep.
They relied on plants to get their healing from. And so that says a lot to me. They've been around for so long, and quite frankly, the medicines that are on the market now are constantly changing. They're constantly being manipulated by people. And so, I mean, do you really ever know what is in your medicines is kind of one of my questions. And so, when I first started learning about essential oils, that was huge for me. It's basically medicine that is from the earth. And I'm sorry, but you really can't get any more natural than that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lisa asked, what diffuser do you recommend? I'm going to let you guys know, y'all know I'm all about being honest. I have probably about 4 or 5 diffusers here in my house. 2 of them are from Young Living, because that is the brand that I use. And then the other ones were sent to me by review, or by companies for review on my channel, or I purchased them from Amazon. I will say that one of the ones that was sent to me for a review, it's not great. It doesn't do a great job. The ones from Young Living are really good. They're very good quality. And there is one that I purchased from Amazon that is a really good quality, but it's not one of the cheapest ones on Amazon. So if you go to Amazon and just type in essential oil diffuser, you're going to come up with so many different ones to choose from. So I would say, for me personally, choose one, that is not like the cheapest, one that you can find, but you don't necessarily have to spend $100 and $150 on a diffuser to get one that's going to work. Do you agree, Jen?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I'm the same way as Melanie. I'm a pretty honest person, and this particular diffuser that's over in my corner right here is actually my favorite. It is from Young Living, but I also have another really great diffuser that's from Amazon, and I use it in my kitchen. I like it because you see how this one, the steam is coming out the top. The other diffuser that I have, the steam goes sideways. And so I can place it underneath my cabinet in the kitchen, and it diffuses out instead of up underneath my cabinet. So that I also agree that yes, the I totally agree with you, Mel.
Okay. So Carly asks, how do you feel about using oils on babies and young children? And if you do, what's the best way? So honestly, guys, yes, you absolutely can use your oils on your babies, on your children. I know that there are some oils that are not recommended for babies, but I'm going to be honest with you. I've had this right here that Jen gave me so long ago, and you see I've got like pages marked, and Jen also told me about an app that I have on my phone that I reference whenever I'm not at home and can't use this. But this has like so many oils in it, and oil blends, and it tells you how to use them. It's just amazing. So Jen, correct me if I'm wrong, but on babies, the biggest thing that you're going to want to do is dilute the oils with a carrier oil, which would be like an almond oil or coconut oil, something of that nature. And then children, what age would you say would be good to start using like full strength oils?
Well, it really depends on what the issue is. I on myself, a lot of times I don't use a carrier oil, but sometimes I even do use a carrier oil for myself, even for the gentle oils. It just depends on what I'm using it for. For the babies, yes, you definitely want to dilute. Their skin is so much more porous than ours, and so it takes in so much. And diluting the oils does not actually take the amount of how much it's using or how much it's working away. It just helps spread it out, and it adds those extra fat molecules because the fat molecules like in the olive oil and stuff, they're larger, and so the essential oils will like attach to those, and so it goes smoother into the skin. So even when you do dilute, you're actually not the word dilute is kind of one of those tricky things. It makes you think that you're getting less,
Right.
but you're actually not. So it's just more like cutting it, and just making it a little more palatable for their skin. And so the age that I would start using now for my bigger girls, I have 3 older girls that are 4, 6, and 7. And for them, a lot of times we don't dilute unless it's a what they call a hot oil, where it has a sensation to it. And they typically like me to dilute that. Like peppermint oil, we can put that in their belly button and there's not an issue. But if we like rub it around their belly, then that skin around their belly button is more sensitive than the actual, belly button part. And so then we'll dilute it because they'll say, Mom, it feels hot. So then we just run and grab some coconut oil and rub on it. So that's my 2 cents.
Right. And I know for me personally, my youngest, Kyler, has been running a fever this week. And so one of the oils that I use for her is peppermint, but I will dilute it and then rub it on the bottom of her feet because it is, a hot oil, meaning if you're not sure what that means, it kind of is the same general effect as like an icy hot, but way less intense. It's not nearly as intense as something like an icy hot, but it's kind of that tingling sensation that you get. So yeah, I would definitely always recommend that you dilute the oils for babies, and depending on, like Jen said, what oil it is, maybe even for yourself or for your children. And I think that you made a really good point that if you put on an oil and you notice, oh, that's a little too tingly, I don't like that as much, all you have to do is rub some carrier oil on it in that same spot really quickly, and it completely takes away any negative feelings that might have been from that. So I think that that's something really good too. Jen, do you have a like a story you can share about using oils on your girls really quick? Just maybe a really common oil like lavender or peppermint or something like that.
Yeah, sure. Lavender is really our go-to. Our number two daughter, we have four daughters, so we kind of number them when we talk about them. Our number two daughter is at that age where she literally crashes into everything. Like you just turn around and she's on the floor again, and you're like, oh. And so she gets bruises all the time, or bashes her head, or anything like that. And that is really, she even knows. She'll say, "Mom, can I have oil? This really hurts." And so we'll put lavender on it, and it takes away, it doesn't always completely take away bruises, but if we get it on quick enough and fast enough, I can definitely attest to the amount of time that you put it on and the amount of time from the injury. Like it's night and day difference on how quickly it actually helps all of the things. And even on myself, I ran into the side of the car, as you're getting in, and then like smack your head, and you're like, seriously? And I had a huge red mark right across my forehead right before I was about to go to a meeting. So I, again, did the lavender. So yeah, lavender is just, it is a top one for when you have kids or klutzy moms.
Yeah, we've used lavender in our house for burns as well. If one of our kids burns themselves,
Yep.
and we also use purification when my kids get mosquito bites. And that's, I mean, they know as soon as they get a burn or a bite of any kind from an insect, they know what the oil is. They know to ask for it. I mean, I even have my older girls, they have purification and lavender in their own bathroom. That I got tired of them asking me, "Mom, can I have the purification?" I was
Right.
like, just put it in your bathroom. So, yeah, I mean, oils are just such a great thing to have in your house, especially if you have kids. I mean, anyone really. They can be used on your pets. They can be used on the elderly people. They're just amazing. They're so safe. Um, so the last question that we are going to have time for is from Amy. And Amy says, what would be a good set to get started? I've never used them before and don't know where to start. There are so many available. And Amy, you are so correct. Oils are just exploding on the marketplace right now because people are starting to want a more natural alternative to medicine. The one thing that I will caution you on is, yes, you absolutely can go to Walmart or Target or wherever, and you can buy their little essential oils and their diffusers and all the stuff, but you have to remember when it comes to oils that you are going to get what you pay for, pretty much like everything else in life. I will say that the Young Living oils are the only top of the line oils that I myself have used. And I use them because they are so incredibly pure. I mean, you can ingest them completely safely. You can put them on your skin. You can breathe them in. And I'm sorry, but the oils from Walmart, I'm not ingesting those, and I'm certainly not going to rub them on my skin. So, I mean, I don't even know how many years ago it was at this point. I purchased what is known as a starter kit from Young Living. And in that starter kit, it comes with a diffuser and basically what I would consider to be their most popular oils. They're the ones that you're going to find you're using all the time. Jen, can you tell us really quickly what some of those oils are? I know some of them, but I know some have changed.
Yes, the newest premium starter kit is actually, you get a diffuser and then this box right here, and it has 11 of, you're right, the most used, they call them the everyday oils. And just quickly, I can pull these out. So it has lavender, thieves, copaiba, digize, peppermint, panaway, frankincense, RC, purification, lemon, and it comes with a stress away. And so she's right. She said that you pay for, the quality. And I just have to add one little snippet on, the cheaper oils. The reason they're cheaper is because they have cut corners or they've used synthetics to pull things out. And if you're using synthetics to pull out the essential oil from the plants, that means you're adding chemicals. And the whole point in essential oils is to actually be chemical free. And so when you have an essential oil that had chemicals added to it, it negates that chemical freeness, which is also why people tend to have like really bad reactions with cheaper oils. And that is, again, why both Melony and I we did some research and we realized that, Young Living to us is the best brand, but we're not here to, sell you on that. You just asked. So that's our question. That's our answer. But did you want to go over any specific ones, or is that all you needed?
I think the only ones that you said that may not be obvious what they're for would, I mean, thieves. I know a lot of people have heard about thieves, but
Mm.
there's a huge backstory behind thieves. It is an amazing oil, you guys. You've got to do a little bit of research on thieves. Stress Away, a mom's
Mm.
best friend. Let's just be
Yeah.
honest. Stress Away is exactly what it says. It's amazing. But in that one, there were also peppermint and lavender and lemon, and those three oils combined are very commonly used to help with seasonal allergies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Lemon can be used. You can put this actual lemon oil in your water and drink it. It's a lot less, it is not acidic. For, you know, putting an actual lemon in your water can be very acidic. This is not at all, and it has a delicious lemon flavor. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like she said, there's 11 oils that come in the starter kit, and then you get the Stress Away as well, plus a diffuser. So I don't, off the top of my head, remember the price on the starter kit. But in my honest opinion, it was worth every penny. Since that time, I have expanded the oils that I own probably by an additional 40 oils. I have a lot of oils. And one thing that I was going to tell you guys, just a quick little testimony is I am someone who struggles from vertigo. If you're not sure what that is, it's an intense bout of like it's an inner ear issue, and it makes you feel very off balance and very basically nauseous. It makes you extremely sick, and for me it can completely wipe me out where I can't even get out of bed. So a while back, and I usually struggle with vertigo about 3 to 4 times a year. And a while back, I was having an issue with vertigo, and I just usually in the past, if I would just go to sleep, then I would wake up and I would feel fine. But this time, my vertigo lasted for 2 full days, no matter what I did. And so I
Mm.
finally called Jen, and I was like, "What do I do? I don't know what to do." And she said, "Do you have the book?" I said, "Yes, I have the book." She said, "Look in the book." And so I did. See, that's how you know she's a good teacher, because she makes you go and research your own answers. So what I found was that I needed to use Melrose, which is it's an oil that I have from Young Living. I put a little bit of this Melrose oil on cotton balls and put it in my ears. I went to bed that night. I woke up the next morning, vertigo completely gone. I was like, are you kidding? It was that easy. And I suffered for 2 entire days when I had the oil sitting in my bathroom. So, guys, I tell you that to tell you, or to help you understand that there are so many things that oils can help you with. You know, burns, yes, that's great. Using them for allergies, that's great. But I mean, earaches, sore throat, just there's so many things that you can use them for, and they're so versatile. So, Jen, did you have anything else that you wanted to add before we close up the video?
I think, a lot of times we do think about like the medicinal uses of them, and I would just want to add the emotional side of them. That is why I started Young Living, is I was walking through a really, really rough season of my life, and I was having a hard time just choosing to be happy. And so that was how I started with the oils, was the emotional support as well. And so just to add with everything that you said, that's exactly right. And for me, I use a lot of the emotional oils, even to this day, even though I don't find myself to be an emotional person or an outwardly emotional person, but my inner thoughts and struggles that I have inside my own mind, sometimes they can just hold you. And so for me, I love to use the oils just to give myself some gratitude or joy, or some of the things that, I don't know, make me a better mom and a better wife and a better friend.
Right. And I remember when, I mean, you started using Young Living, and immediately afterward, it seemed like you were telling us about it because of the dramatic change it had made in your life. And I mean, of course, when you find something like this, you just want to tell everybody you know. And at the time, I was also struggling. I was dealing with anxiety and depression. And so a lot of these oils really helped me through that as well. And so if you guys have questions about oils, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. If I don't have an answer, Jen can help me. If she doesn't have an answer, somebody that we know can help you find an answer. I mean, the answers are just there. Or if you don't really feel comfortable, you know, reaching out to someone, just do a little bit of research. You know, there's a lot of information on the internet about oils. I will just, again, caution you to be careful where you get your information from. Make sure that it is a trusted source.
Yeah.
If you guys have, like I said, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. If any of you are interested in Young Living specifically, just let me know. There are other brands out there, and I'm not here to knock any of the other brands. Now, I will say, I can absolutely guarantee you that the knockoff brands at Walmart are not even close to being what Young Living is. So please, I mean, I'll knock on that brand. I will absolutely do that. So that's going to be it, guys. I hope that we have been able to answer some questions for you and that you have found this video helpful in some way. I know that there's just a lot of, you know, you're just not sure what is the hype with all the essential oils if you've never used them, if you've never really had anyone take the time to answer your questions. That's why I wanted to do this video. We may do another video like this in the future if there is further interest in learning more. But until next time, you guys, I hope that you are all doing really well and that this video has blessed you guys in some way. Thank you so much, Jen, for joining me tonight. And I will see all of you guys next time. Bye-bye.